So this masterclass is all about blogging. I'm just inviting some people that might be interested in watching. However, this is going to be inside the RLS area, which is going to have all the masterclasses that I already have there, and the future masterclasses that I'm building up. So let me just, we're going to talk about blogging, and this is my experience. I've tried in the past to start blogging, and then I stopped, and then I started, and I stopped and started. So the objective of this is really to create an intention and to create a habit about blogging. And I've been consistently blogging for the past 6 months on my new website. And I've been seeing some things that I can improve and I can communicate to you on that you can do as well. So you also have, I'll put a link to a workbook, and I'm going to share the screen. So you have a link to this workbook, and basically what we're going to talk about today is setting the intention and get organized with planning what you're going to blog about. We are going to create, show you that creating a yearly content based on themes is a really good idea, because it keeps you really focused and organized as well, so you know exactly what's going to happen. And how to optimize for maximum impact your blog posts, and how you could monetize your blog posts as well. And also then I'm going to show an example of from creating the image to the blog post. And I'm going to show you an example inside Sarah's membership site, website, on her how to do a blog post from beginning to end. Why is this so important to blog? Blogging can position you as a credible expert that you are, okay? So the more you do as well, the more you create the habit of blogging. And as I said, the key to always do the activities that matter the most to your business. So I've figured out lately that I've got a system now that I'm using, which is to create the blog posts in advance and do a live stream about that specific theme or topic that I have on that blog post. And then I embed the video inside the blog post. So repurpose, and this is the key. And also I've set up a RSS feed, which then sends that blog post to my email list. Okay, so let's start. Basically, what you need to have in mind is have like a view of what themes you want to talk about throughout the year, right? It doesn't have to like be perfect, and you can kind of swap and change, but set in stone, I would put, let me see if I've got audio. Yes, I have. So basically, what you want to set in stone is like the first quarter, January, February, March, right? January, February, March, April. So if you have the themes for the first quarter already laid out, it's much easier to then plan what blog posts you want to create. Okay, so this workbook is digital, so you have to download it and then open in Acrobat Reader, and you can kind of like write on it straight away and save it as that specific year, for example. Then what you want to do is do it per month. So for example, the month of January, I have a series of post ideas that I want to write about. So I just create I just put in here the post ideas that I'm going to talk about. Obviously, you know, the month of January only has 4 weeks. But you can move some of these ideas that you had this month to the next month. Links to other articles. For example, I've mentioned something in a different blog post. Internal links to other articles that you might have. It's a really good idea to have. And also, if you're writing a blog post about, say, for example, what Tony Robbins has said in one of his webinars or whatever, you can then put an external link to reference that blog post as well. External links ask for permission to the person, or also if they're external links to Wikipedia or to documents that are related to your coaching business, then and they are public on the web, then you can just put that external link and make a reference to where you got it from. And this is really good as well for guest blogging. So, for example, I had an interview with another coach, Beata. So we had like meaningful conversations. So I created a blog post with the video that we had after the interview. So that was also really good. Guest blogging, I'm going to talk about in a minute. Then you're going to, I'm going to show you as well some blog maintenance tips. I mean, if the blog post, if the article that you're writing is kind of like evergreen and does not change, then that has very little maintenance. But for example, when I'm talking about social media, and social media specifically, if I'm talking about how to do certain things on Facebook, for example, and because social media changes so much, then you might need to go back to that blog post later on and kind of adjust it to the current changes that Facebook has had, for example. Main keywords, they will be all over your article in the writing area, but also you will have the main keyword of the actual blog post. So I'm going to show you later on where is that for SEO purposes. Always have in mind how you're going to build your tribe. So this is where like you can put links to lead magnets that you might have, so that, you know, they can download a document or they can download a PDF that you might have. Right? It has to be relative to what you're talking about on your article. Monetization, that I'm going to talk about that as well in a little while. And in this workbook, you have exactly the spaces where you can write it down, what kind of, how can you monetize the blog post? And then we're going to move on to the weekly planner, right? The weekly planner is, you need to set an intention. How many times do you want to blog? That's like the first thing that you need to do, right? So for example, I blog once a week. And it's not set in stone. Yes, there are certain weeks that I have not blogged, but I've done other activities on my website. The main objective is to drive traffic to your website. This is what you want more. You want to increase the visibility of your website. So let's imagine that you are blogging weekly. Obviously, I can put in here, for example, on Wednesday, I do a live stream that then on Thursday, I'm going to schedule the blog post to come out. So on Wednesday, I'll do the live stream. Then I embed that into the blog post that I'm scheduling to come out on a Thursday. And we have the RSS feed, which is the blog posts. It's like a newsletter to your email list. They come out on a Friday. So this is all planned out. So obviously, before you schedule the post, the blog post, you need to write it, right? So this will be, say, on Sunday, I just relax and write it down, some ideas, and write it down the blog post for the next week. So you have also here, so some people have already a template of the layout of the blog post, and some others don't. Some others want to be a bit more flexible, a bit more visual. They want to put more columns and stuff like that. So in this space, you can draw the layout of your blog posts. I like to do that sometimes, and also use this space for notes, like maybe you need to contact somebody, maybe you need to contact somebody that you want to blog post, you had an idea for a blog, for an article, and you want to contact somebody to spread the news, the blog post. All right. So hold on a second. Okay. Got somebody in. I don't know who it is. I'll be with you in a minute. I also forgot to say, like, after I do the show and tell, if somebody has questions and you want to jump on here with me, then I can do that as well. And I'm going to the questions right at the end. So blog post, guest blogging. I've got in here a chart and a schedule for you. So guest blogging is a great way to get the word out about what you do and to get people to click back to your website. One of the main reasons people don't get started with guest blogging is because they don't know where to guest blog. So, and also they don't know how to approach the site. So where to guest blog, think about publications that your audience is reading right now. So top of my head, there are some specific publications online that are specific just for coaches. And I've done some on those publications. You've got some people guest blog on Forbes, on Elephant Journal, There are quite a lot, and I had a list of some of them, and it really depends on your niche, and what type of publications your audience is reading. So, like, for example, for health and wellness, Mind Body Green, Elephant Journal, like I said, Huffington Post, the Type of Parents, that's another one. For relationship-related guest post locations, you have, again, Elephant Journal, Girlfriendology, Feel Gooder, Girlfriend Social as well. It's another one. There are a lot. I mean, spirituality and self-help. You've got Positively Positive, Elephant Journal again, Huffington Post, and a Tiny Buddha as well. I've got some of these links if you're interested. But to be honest with you, just do a search online, right? And yeah, just do a search online to find out exactly what where your audience is. And also, like, if you belong to some groups, ask this question, depending on your audience. For example, my audience in 9 to 5 coaches, I could ask in certain LinkedIn groups, for example, what kind of magazines do you read? What kind of publications do you subscribe to? So, that's some of the questions that you can ask and approach the groups. Another thing is, when you find out where you and what your audience is reading, then you have to approach the owners of these sites, right? And just basically the owners of the sites and the people that are behind that. Normally, some of this, Elephant Journal and Huffington Post, they have an area that you can go to and submit your article. Okay, the article has to be fresh. It has to be related to the audience that they have. So it can't be really repeated what you have on your site. But in all instances, you will have an opportunity to put a link to your website. And this is key, because you want people to come to your website and see more of what you do, your services, and why you do it, basically. So in this page, so when you approach them, just think like they're people like us, right? So don't be robotic, just be really natural, and just ask them, I'm interested in writing for your publication. What will be the topics that your audience is looking for? Or you can tell them what you do. You can tell them what kind of publications do you already currently do, and ask them if it's something that will be of interest to them. So in this page, again, you can put a list of the blog post topics, the title, when the blog post was submitted to, and when it was published, because you want those links and you want to have a record of where you do guest blogging. Okay, so monetizing your blog posts. So think about how you'll make money. Sometimes I just put a link to a call with me. Sometimes I just put a link to a lead magnet or a webinar or something like that. So also, if you have a blog post with a sidebar, you can actually insert some kind of affiliate products into it. right? Some people don't like that. I've got affiliate products on my footer of my website. So always think like, how can you monetize that blog post? Some blog posts are just informational. So they don't, you don't have to monetize every single blog post, but think that like the blog posts are yours. You're not on borrowed land, right? So all the content that you put on social media, that's all on borrowed land, because it goes away, right? And the blog posts, you can repurpose them and they are yours. It's your content. It's copyrighted to you. So always think this way, like have a call to action, and also how can you monetize that blog post? And in here you can put some ideas, right, of income streams. And I've left that blank. We can talk about it a little bit further on different kind of income streams that you can use. On this page is all about marketing channel strategy. Okay, so detail your various marketing channels and the methods, right? How are you going to promote and talk about that blog post, say on Facebook? So what me and my team do is I write the blog post and my team splits it in smaller chunks for social media. And this is really good because you know that in certain platforms, say, for example, Twitter or Facebook or even LinkedIn, there is an amount of text that you can put, right? And then they split it up. So one blog post can be split into 3-4 chunks of social media content. So this is what we do. So also in here, I would put, like, for example, if you had a good reach on that blog, on that social media post with the blog post, if you had any comments, if you had any people asking for more information, etc., etc. Okay. This is all here for you. You can have a look. And I also did a blogging checklist for you. So to keep you really focused, and I know that this is quite difficult because it was difficult for me in the respect that I wasn't focused and I didn't have a list, and I was like, oh, what blog post did I put last month and 2 months ago? And so it's all like planned out and all on paper, so you can go back and really remember, oh yeah, I've done this one. Now I'm going to do a variant of it, slightly different. So with a checklist, with a to-do list, you keep really focused on what you need to do. Okay. So again, set the intention of when you want to start blogging. Okay. Is it monthly? Is it weekly? And because what matters the most is to create the habit. And once you create the habit of doing it consistently, then it's, it just sticks and it just stays with you. Write your blog post as a draft, right? Just use Google Docs. That's how I do it with my clients. Use Google Docs, write it, don't overthink it. Put the call to action, and also put the image that you want, right? The image, if you are on Divi theme, the image, the ideal size for an image is 1080 by 795. And I'm going to show you as well as exactly how that looks like. But you can do this in Canva, right? You can do this in Canva, simple as that. You can also create the drafts in your membership, in your website, like straight away, just create it as a draft. And that is really simple, because you don't have, if you're going to have a column with all the drafts, and then you can just organize it when you're going to schedule draft A, draft B, draft C. And always have a call to action. Always have a call to action in your articles. This is really important, right? It's like I said, you're not on borrowed land. Your website belongs to you, and the article is yours. You've written the article, and it's your content. It's copyrighted to you. So even if the call to action is like really soft, like say, let me know in the comments what you think, because you want people to start commenting on your blogs and also sharing it, right? Because then they can go viral and more people can see your articles. And obviously, the blog post just there on your website looking pretty is not really ideal, right? You want to share your blog post as much as possible and continuously, not just now and then forget about it, like another month and another month. There's an enormous amount of things that you can do. So, that is it. Let me just go back to take that, remove, and here I am. So now I'm going to quickly do your show and tell. So from nothing to having a blog post scheduled and ready to go. Okay, so I'm going to have to stop share here, and I'm going to share my screen again. You look beautiful. Thank you very much. I can see. Wait a minute. Yep. Good. This is so helpful. Sarah says, tutorial idea, how to create a pretty fillable PDF. Yes, I have already that tutorial, darling. It's inside how to create a pretty fillable PDF like you have for this workbook. Yes, I have that tutorial inside the tech library of RLS. I will send you, I'll tag you, okay? Sarah says, oh, snap, have a call, right? Okay. I'll be back. Okay, that's fine. That is not a problem because this is recorded for you. Okay. So I'm going now to show and tell, and I'm going to use Sarah's website blog post to show exactly what to do. So let me just... Preparation is key. So if you're prepared with exactly your draft of your blog post, image that you want for it, right? And not much more, because then when you're starting to write the blog post, you can think about keywords, the category that you want to put the blog post in. So let's go in and start. I'm just trying this out because normally I would do it through Zoom. And if I have to do another one, I'll do another one. That is not a problem. But I think with the workbook that you have, it's going to keep you focused on exactly what to do. So let me just share my screen, and hopefully I have audio. So let's go on to... Okay, so here is the blog post that Sarah has, and we are going to copy this blog post a bit later on to a website. So, but before I go into that, Sarah already has a template blog post, and this was created for Sarah, and we did this for Sarah, and it's just a template. So all Sarah needs to do now is just write the drafts and add them as a new blog post, basically. So now we're here on the blog posts, and we add a new blog post, and we're going to copy the title of the blog post, and we're going to take it into her blog post that we've just created. And also we want to get the rest of the text. So Control C for copying. If you're on a computer, I don't know what's on a Mac, Control C and then Control V to take it onto your blog post. And we're just going to put it in here. Now I'm just going to have to tidy this up, because you'll find that when you copy it from Google Drive, it kind of like it's not formatted. So I'll just arrange the text so that it doesn't look so spaced. And I also look at some grammar that needs to be changed on it. So just do it as you would as I'm doing it here, and again we're going to copy the URL of the blog post onto the SEO part of it. So really think about a focus key phrase. There is no SEO right now. Readability is good, it's green, but we need to put a focus keyword on it. So here on the SEO title, that's where I copied the name of the blog post, and I'm going to paste it here. We're going to come back to write a little meta description onto it. So what I like to do on a blog post is start the first phrase or sentence with a heading. And yes, I'm just looking at what keyword, focus key phrase it will be good for in this case. So I put cause and effect, and it's amber, which is good, but you can put other keywords. So look at what key phrase, focus key phrase that you need for your blog post, and then put it on the SEO part of it. Now, as I was saying, just look at the grammar as well. There are words that will probably be specific for American language, which is English, by the way, but just look at it. So the first sentence, I'll always like to put it as heading 2. This just allows for whoever is reading the blog post to really have it all laid out clearly. A good thing to use as well in a blog post is bullet points and different headings. So you can have heading 2 in the beginning, and then you go into heading 3 and heading 4 sometimes. It really depends if you have a long paragraph or a lot of text. So text together in the same group, it's not a good idea to have. So it's better to have separated by headings. Also, another good idea to block certain areas, so like their focus, and it grabs the attention of the reader. So right now we have really good readability on this blog post. So it's not a lot of words, which makes it really simple and quick to read. And this here is if you want to insert a link. So you go and grab the link that you want. So in this case, I'm going to add one of the pages of Sarah's website, which is the Life Rehab service page. And I'm going to bring that link to Sarah's blog post. Like I said previously, it's good to have internal and external links. So internal will be internal to another blog post, to reference another blog post, or even internal on your website. So you can bring other links from your website. Our external links are reference to other places. So if you are doing a report or something like that, then you might have an external link to support your idea. On the links, I like to have them as on a new tab so that they are not taken away from the blog post, but they can still, if they click on the link, they can still go to that specific page on your website. This is where you'll put the call to action. So it's always good to, don't forget, it's a blog post. People can comment on it and you want people to comment on it. So, let me know in the comments what, blah, blah, blah. It's a good thing to do. If you have a call to action to a strategy call with you, you just put the hyperlink on a strategy call, book a call with me, blah, blah, blah. So don't forget the call to action. And now we're going to insert an image. So if you want to insert an image that is already in your media library, really simple. You just click on add media and you just add the image on it. You can make the image bigger by going into the edit little pencil and you just make the image bigger. And that this image will be inside your blog post. So now we're going to insert a featured image that is going to appear not only when you share that blog post link, but also in the featured image on the blog post. And I'll show you that in a minute. So I've done already an image for Sarah. The image size is 1080 by 795. And now I'm just going to save this image and bring it onto a media library. So you can actually do all these images in your Canva account. And you can have it like one image per blog post. And I think it can take up to 30 if you're not on a pro Canva for work. So I've saved the image onto my computer and now I'm going to bring it over to the blog post where it says featured image. Click on it and you're going to add that image. So you just go upload image, select the image, and I'm just finding the image right now. There's the image there. And once it's done, you just need to click on select featured image. Now this image is really small, but if you find that your image is quite big, then you have to go to a thing that is called tinypng.com, and that compresses your images. But also WordPress has this facility of compressing the image for you. So you just press on the button compress image. Now once you select image, then it's there. It's already there. And we're going to also put the meta description that we missed that. So normally I'll just, do a very couple of sentences. You don't need too much. I'm going just to copy the first bit of the blog post And I'm going to put that on the meta description. And voila, is green. Fantastic. That's exactly what you want, because now all the SEO is green, and no, the SEO is okay, and the readability is fine. Do not forget to save your blog post, all the work that you're doing. And we're going to preview it in a little while. So this is what it would look like with a template that has been set up on this website. So you see that the image is there, and you have the featured image right on the top. Another thing that I wanted to show you is on the actual blog post. To go back to the blog post, and do check your tags and your categories, okay? We're going there in a minute, but before that, you can schedule this for whenever you want to schedule. So I'm just going to schedule it for tomorrow, and the time, you change the time for when you want the blog post to come out. So when you do that, then you have that scheduled. So all you have to do is press the schedule button, and the post will be scheduled to come out whenever the date that you've put on it. Now let's look at the categories. So you don't want it to be unassigned. You want it to have a proper category. Some people like to organize it by different things. So we're going to create a new one. Add new category, mindset, and you just press on the button that says add new category, and Bob's your uncle. You can have various categories, and there's always a primary, and you can choose whatever you want for the primary. We're going to leave it like that. And just having a quick look, do not forget the call to action, check that everything is okay, and you just schedule the post. And now the post is ready to go. It's ready and scheduled. And also, we are going now to look at this plugin that I've included in the website, which is the editorial calendar. And this plugin is great because it's super simple, and you have a space where it says show and schedule drafts. There's a space that you can create drafts. So for example, if you have a day that you're full of ideas, and you have already your posts all written down, you just copy the headline onto here, and then you go and copy the drafted post. So again, Control C to copy, and then Control V to paste. And this is it. I mean, you can have a bucket of various different types of drafts. So if you like one day, so for me, it's like on a Sunday when I'm relaxed and I'm full of ideas, I just make a lot of drafts. And then you just drop and drag your drafts for when you want to schedule them. And you can have as many drafts as you want. So let me just go and show you on my own website how it looks like. So right on that right hand side, there are all my drafts. So I'm ready to go with some of them. Some haven't been written. Some are just ideas. I've just, brainstormed some ideas, or really just don't overthink it. if one day you feel like you're inspired, just write it all down in a notebook or on your journal, and then you come over here and put the drafts and schedule them from when you set your intention to do the blogging. You can also in here on the calendar do like a quick edit. You can turn it into drafts again. You can do pending review, and you can do some little quick edits. I've got a lot of light now. So, and that is it. Let me stop sharing so I don't go back in there. And this is absolutely it. There is nothing more, or, there's nothing more. It's as simple as this. If you are organized in writing your blog posts, so say, for example, one day you're full of inspiration, right? And you start writing it, write it on your journal, all the ideas and everything. And then just come onto your calendar and put them in as drafts. Then you can start playing with them, right? Use the workbook and the checklist to keep you really focused on the various steps that you need to go through. So let me see if somebody wants to jump on this call with you. Probably Sarah's not in anymore. Don't know if somebody wants to jump in here and ask questions. However, this presentation is going to be recorded. It's going to be inside RLS. And if you have any questions after watching this on the replay, please let me know in the group. Right? And this is it, guys. That's absolutely nothing else, nothing more. This is just my thoughts, my opinions, my suggestions, basically what I've experienced as starting to blog with more consistency. And trust me, after you've started doing, it's just so much simpler. Obviously, if you have a VA or if you on the maintenance package, we do this for you. So we've got a few clients that would just, they send us the blog posts already written, or they already put them as drafts, and we just go and tweak and put it all pretty, and that's it. We schedule it all for them, and they don't have to worry about anything else. So if you're one of those persons that just wants to coach and not having to do this, this is the easiest. We do it all for you. So all you have to do is write it. I cannot write the blog post for you. You have to do that. So I'm going to go now. I hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions again, please let me know in the comments, or just let me know in the comments. Okay? I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Bye for now.